You work hard to invest your money, right? But what happens when something goes wrong? An unauthorized trade pops up or you get into a dispute with your broker. It happens. But today, we're going to walk through the powerful system that's actually designed to protect you. Consider this your step-by-step guide to making sure your voice is heard and your problem gets solved.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You log into your trading account and you see a transaction you absolutely did not make. Your heart just drops into your stomach, right? Your first instinct might be to panic, but honestly, that is the very last thing you should do. Because in that moment of what feels like total chaos, what you really have is a clear path forward. See, there's a formal, structured process in place, and knowing how to use it, well, that's your greatest advantage. So let's break down exactly how this system works.
The best way to think about this whole process is like an escalation ladder. It's got 3 main rungs. You always start at the bottom with your broker. If that doesn't work, you climb up to the regulator. And that final step, that's a formal dispute resolution platform.
So, your very first step is to go straight to the source of the problem, your broker. This is your fastest path to a solution, and believe me, there are regulations in place to make sure they have to take you seriously.
And it's really important to know, these aren't just polite suggestions. They are strict, hard rules. Your broker must have a dedicated, easy-to-find email just for complaints. They're even required to publish their complaint stats every single month. This kind of transparency is designed to hold them accountable right from the start. Now, this is where you get some real power. The moment you hit send on that complaint email, a clock starts ticking. Your broker has exactly 21 calendar days to resolve your issue. And that deadline? That's not for you. It's a hard deadline for them. The pressure is on them to act, and to act fast.
So, what happens if those 21 days pass and you're still not satisfied? Well, you don't have to argue or plead your case over and over. You just climb to the next rung of the ladder, and you escalate the whole thing to the regulator.
This escalation happens through a platform called SCORS. Now, don't think of this like sending an email into a black hole. It's more like filing an official case. It's an automated system that officially logs, tracks, and routes your complaint. Once your complaint is in SCORS, it simply can't be lost or ignored.
So here's how the whole SCORS process plays out. The moment you file your complaint, it's automatically sent to your broker. And guess what? That 21-day clock starts all over again. They must upload something called an action taken report. If they don't, the system automatically escalates it for them. If you're not happy with their response, your case gets reviewed by the stock exchange. And if that's still not enough, it goes all the way to the top, to the regulator, SEBI, for one final review. See? It's a process with a bunch of built-in checks and balances.
Okay, but what if you've gone through the whole regulator process and the dispute still isn't settled? That's when you climb to the final rung of the ladder. This is where you move from just filing a grievance to getting an actual resolution by bringing in an independent third party to make a binding decision.
This final step uses a system called ODR, which stands for Online Dispute Resolution. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like an online court, built specifically for investor disputes. It's designed to be way faster and a lot more accessible than traditional legal routes.
Now, this is really crucial. How your case is handled depends on its value. For most smaller claims, up to 1 lakh rupees, the decision is made by a single arbitrator based only on the documents you submit. This is huge. It means your evidence, your emails, your statements, your records has to be crystal clear because your entire case literally rests on that paper trail. As the claim value gets bigger, the process expands to include hearings and even a whole panel of 3 arbitrators. And here it is. This is the system's biggest check on power. If you win your case and the arbitrator awards you money, your broker can't just drag you through endless appeals to wear you down. If they want to challenge that decision, they first have to deposit the entire claim amount with the exchange. That puts immense financial pressure on them to accept fair rulings.
Okay, so we've covered the whole dispute process. But what about that ultimate fear? You know, the one in the back of your mind? What if your broker doesn't just fail to resolve your complaint? What if they fail completely and just go out of business?
This is where the Investor Protection Fund, or IPF, comes into play. It's a massive pool of money, funded by things like listing fees and penalties, and it's set aside for one purpose, and one purpose only, to make investors whole if their broker is officially declared a defaulter. It is your financial backstop.
Now, it's so important to understand what the IPF does and what it doesn't do.
It will cover your legitimate claims if your broker defaults or commits fraud. It will not cover you if you just made a bad investment and the stock price went down. This fund is here to protect you from your broker's failure, not from your own market risk.
So when you look at the whole picture, from that 21-day clock to the automated score system and the financial leverage you get in ODR, it's pretty clear this system is built to empower you, the investor. The process is defined, the timelines are strict, and the safety nets are in place. The question isn't really if you have rights anymore, but whether you are prepared to use them.